Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to take a trip back in time and explore the fascinating history of Italy. Now, Italy as a country is pretty new, but the land itself has been around for ages. Way before Rome was even a thing, lots of different groups lived there. Up north there were the Villanovans, who were super good at making things out of metal. They also traded stuff with other groups. We know about them from their cool pottery and how they buried their dead. Down south, there were other groups like the Samnites and Umbrians. They were all unique and did things their own way. They spoke different languages, had different traditions, and sometimes even fought with each other. All of this makes Italian history super interesting. Now let's talk about the Etruscans. We don't know everything about where they came from, but we do know they were really important. They were around in central Italy a long time ago, and they were really advanced. They were amazing artists, builders and traders. They made beautiful jewelry and statues out of metal. They were also really good at building things like drains and canals to control water. The Romans learned a lot from them. The Romans copied some of their religion, art, and even their alphabet. Even though the Romans eventually took over, the Etruscans left a big mark on Italy. Okay, now for the big one, Rome. Rome started as a tiny city, but became a huge empire. It stretched all the way from England to the Middle East. At first, Rome was a republic, which meant it had laws and citizens had a say. The Roman army was really strong, and they made deals with other groups, which helped them grow bigger and bigger. They fought big wars against a place called Carthage and won, which made them super powerful. Gap 2S. But as Rome got bigger, things got messy. There were fights within Rome, and powerful generals like Julius Caesar started taking over. That's how the Republic ended and the Roman Empire began. Emperors like Augustus, Trajan and Hadrian ruled during Rome's best times. This time of peace and prosperity was called the Pax Romana. The Romans were great builders and made roads, aqueducts and amazing buildings. They also had a really important legal system. Their ideas are still important today. After the Roman Empire fell apart, things in Italy changed a lot. It was the Middle Ages and Italy wasn't one country anymore. Lots of different groups were in charge of different parts of Italy. There were the Lombards, the Byzantine Empire and the Pope in Rome. In the middle of all this, Italian cities like Florence, Venice, Genoa and Milan started to become really important. They were good at trading and making money, and they became centers of art and learning. They often fought with each other, but they also helped create amazing art and new ideas. This was a really important time that led to the Renaissance. The Renaissance was a time of big change. It started in Italy and spread across Europe. People became really interested in old Roman and Greek art and ideas. It was a time of amazing art, new scientific discoveries and explorers traveling the world. Florence, with the help of the Medici family, was a really important city during the Renaissance. Famous artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo and Raphael created incredible paintings and sculptures. The Renaissance wasn't just about art. Writers like Dante and Machiavelli wrote important books about politics and life. The Renaissance changed how people thought and helped lead to even more changes in the future. Most people know Italy for its art and history, but Italy also tried to build colonies like other European countries. Cities like Genoa and Venice had already been sailing and trading all over the Mediterranean for a long time, but later, Italy tried to get colonies in Africa. They wanted to be more powerful and get resources. Italy took control of Eritrea, Somalia and Libya, but the people living there fought back, and Italian rule wasn't very nice. Italy's colonies are a complicated part of its history. Some people say Italy helped those places, but other people say they hurt them. It's something people still talk about today. For a really long time, Italy wasn't one country. It was lots of little states, and some parts were controlled by other countries. But then people started to think, hey, we should all be one Italy. This idea became known as the Risorgimento. People wanted to be united because they shared a language and culture. Leaders like Mazzini, Cavour and Garibaldi helped make it happen. They used clever talking, protests and even fighting to unite Italy. In 1861, Italy finally became one country with Victor Emmanuel II as its first king. It wasn't easy and there were still problems, but it was a really big moment for Italy. The 1900s were a wild ride for Italy. They won World War I but had lots of problems at home. Then Benito Mussolini came to power and started a dictatorship. He got Italy involved in World War II, which didn't go well for them. But after the war, Italy bounced back. They built up their economy and became a democracy again. They even helped start the group that later became the European Union. Italy became a modern industrial country, but it still had problems like corruption and organized crime. But through it all, Italy has always found a way to keep going. Italy has given so much to the world. From the ruins of ancient Rome to the amazing art of the Renaissance, Italy's art and culture are famous everywhere. Think about Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Their art is known all over the world. Italian music, like operas by Verdi and Puccini, is still performed today. Italian writers, from Dante to more recent authors, have written amazing books. And of course, there's Italian food. Who doesn't love pasta and pizza? But Italy is more than just art and food. The Roman Empire, the Renaissance, and so many other things that started in Italy have changed the world. Italy's history is full of amazing people and ideas, and it continues to be an important country today.